the Web 2.0 is very disruptive, and it brings new things into the fore which often have never been seen in a classroom and have never been seen in our standard rubrics. So it makes it a little bit challenging to say whether it's appropriate to add these things into or not. And especially in courses that are designed for independent study, I know that we haven't been talking a lot about that model of distance education, but that model is predominant around the world with the big open universities where they continuously enroll and there's just one student working by themselves. Well, the social software tools allow those students to meet each other, to talk to each other, to share answers, to cheat on tests. They have all kinds of new implications that we're not very not used to dealing with. The second one is that the Web 2.0 focuses on use, reuse, and production of learning artifacts. So none of these rubrics talk about, is it important that a student puts his product, whether it's a program or an essay or a poem, puts it up on the internet, lets other people look at it and respond to it. You never see that in these rubrics because that wasn't possible, or wasn't easy, or wasn't culturally acceptable only a few years ago. So one of the most important affordances of the Web 2.0 technologies is that learners are producers and co-producers. They're not just consumers of information. So you won't see that, and you might want to start thinking about that. And then a third, I guess I didn't put down there, was that what I always think about is when I teach a course is, have my students had opportunities to grow with their net skills, their net literacy, and their net presence? Have they been able to, acquire a comfort and lifelong learning skill with these new tools? And I know that the net isn't ubiquitous everywhere in the world, but it is becoming ubiquitous everywhere in the world. And in 5 or 10 years, everyone will be using the very low-cost web technologies. And then finally, the multimedia, when appropriate and accessible. Elizabeth has shown you with the YouTube examples, it's very easy and very cost-effective for students to use the media when they're effective, and you will rarely see that expressed in the rubrics that are out commercially right now. So again, I guess it reinforces the same point that the economics matters. It used to be real expensive to produce the video, it's now very cheap. It used to be that you couldn't distribute, you couldn't expect to get comments on your work from around the world. Now you can. So the context is changing, and the context determines quality. Oh, and my final, this is a little bit of an advertisement, but Elizabeth gave out all those the memory sticks full of information. So I've got no memory stick, but if you want a free book, this is the Theory and Practice of Online Learning. It just came out in its 2nd edition, and it's got about 20 chapters, and it's mostly a little bit Athabasca University centric, but it talks about distance education for a librarian, for instructional design, for student support services, for the theory and design of online learning, for evaluation, the different chapters. And you're welcome to buy it for $40, or you can download the entire book at that email right there. And it would be wonderful if somebody wanted to translate a chapter or two into Portuguese and put it up on the net as well. So, thank you very much, and I look forward to comments and questions.